Uneducated.
Uneducated.
Uneducated experts.
With Menk Jones. Telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
Episode 28.
And we are back. It is the Uneducated Experts. I am Menk.
I am Jones.
And we're telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
Not a damn thing.
No, not at all, man. Week 7's in the bag. And what did we learn? Well, what did you learn? Did you learn anything from week 7?
That I still don't know anything about the NFL.
This is what I learned from week 7. That it seems like the NFL got something right this year with these primetime games because yet again, the best 2 games on TV were on Thursday night and Monday night. Thursday night, the Raiders over the Chiefs with the 8 consecutive last play of the games because everything was a penalty. And the Eagles and Redskins was a very fun game to watch. So that's all I learned. Other than that, I still can't pick out a good team. I guess the Eagles are good. They're the only one-loss team in the NFL. And there's 2 bad teams, the 49ers.
Hey, man, don't throw that little, passive-aggressive shade. They're the best team in the NFL right now. Be mad all you want as a Cowboys fan, but they are the best team in the NFL.
Okay, 2 weeks ago we said the undefeated Chiefs were, and now they're 5-2. So we're sitting here looking like uneducated because we did say the Chiefs were the best team in the NFL 2 weeks ago, and they lost 2 in a row.
Hey, the best team in the NFL could lose 2 games in a row. That's why it's the NFL.
Okay, so are the Chiefs the best team in the NFL or the Eagles?
I mean, you go with the best record.
Oh, well, dude, that's literally what I just said. 2 weeks ago we thought they were. So I guess the Eagles are the best team because they have a 1-game lead on the entire NFL.
I'm just saying, don't say I guess like that. You're only saying I guess like that because it's the Eagles.
Well, yeah, I still don't buy it.
If it was the Cowboys, you'd be showing your ass right now.
Yeah, I probably would. Because we'll have better wins over the Broncos, who aren't shit right now, and then over the Packers. But
shout out to that offensive line of the Broncos.
Eagles did lose Marcus Peters, one of the top 3 left tackles. So we'll see how they move on with that. If you remember last year when they lost Lane Johnson due to suspension, they were 3-0 when he got suspended for 10 games, and after that they ended up being they only won 3. It went 3-7 when Lane Johnson was out. So. Well, again, this is Marcus Peters. This is a left tackle, not the right tackle. So we'll see how they do moving forward. Lucky for them, they have the 49ers coming up, and that should be an easy win. Should be an easy win for the Eagles. Anyways.
Yeah, that should be a very juicy fantasy game.
So that's all I really learned from week 7. I also learned that I need to start listening to myself when I say the Bears are going to win the North at 9-7 because the Bears defense showed their asses. And was just too much for Carolina, getting 2 defensive touchdowns. And Mitch, what do you call him?
Trubisky. Trubisky now.
Well, he threw 7 total passes, completing 4 of them, and they won the game 17-3. You know what's funny about fantasy football? Is that I started the Panthers defense. And because of 2 defensive touchdowns and 1 field goal, the Panthers defense still got me 18 fantasy points because they only gave up 5 actual points, 2 extra kicks and a field goal. But they lost the game 17-3. Gotta love fantasy.
I mean, their defense did great.
The defense did.
It was their offense that did terrible.
Of course, yeah.
Shout out to that boy Cam.
Well, if we're going to give out shout-outs, if we're going to give shout-outs out, we got to give a shout-out to our last week's guest, Chris Patterson, because
we call him Pat.
Not only did this guy come in and destroy us in picks, getting 12 out of 15, 80%, he called Juju as a sleeper. Only 30 yards, but he did get in that end zone. So when the guy's projected 3-4 points and he gets 9, that is a sleeper. That's a good pick. He called the Browns defense, who held the Titans to 12 field goals and got turnovers and some sacks.
And almost won the game.
And almost won the game, yes. And he called sitting of Jordy Nelson, which, you know, if you don't have Aaron Jones for the Packers, it looks like you should be sitting everybody that wears a Green Bay helmet. So he came in here, he knocked it out of the park. I'm calling it a fluke. I want to see him come back here and do it again.
I mean, I can get him back on, man.
But he definitely set the bar for any future guests at 12 picks. and studs and duds of the week. So shout out to Chris Pat.
Yeah, shout out to Pat. Hey, so what game stood out to you last week, other than you saying the primetime games?
Well, I'll toot the Cowboys' horn because if I don't, the fake Cowboy fans will saying we're going to the Super Bowl, and it wasn't nice, so stop that. But it was nice to see our offensive line look like they gelled together. It was nice to see Zeke do what Zeke's supposed to do, and the Cowboys went out there and did what they were supposed to do. Because it is funny when, let's say the Cowboys pull the Redskins like they did 2 weeks ago. Redskins barely beat the Niners by 2 points. If Cowboys barely beat the Niners by 2 points, everybody was saying, well, they got lucky with this win. They stole this win or whatever. They still got a lot of issues to fix. They should have destroyed this team. Now they destroyed the team like they were supposed to, and everybody's like, well, the Niners are terrible. It doesn't prove anything, yada, yada. So, it's just funny. That's just what you get for being a Cowboy fan and rooting for that team. You're going to hear negativity from both sides.
So I'm gonna jump on with you, and I guess I'll talk about my favorite team. And obviously, I'm talking about how the LA Chargers threw some lightning bolts at the Denver Broncos.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
did.
did.
What I don't like is that everyone jumps on Trevor Siemian. If we all watch the same game, then we watch Denver's offensive line struggle, and I mean struggle to keep their defensive line back at all. Joey Bosa looked like an absolute monster. I thought it was Hercules on the field, the way he was just throwing the linemen around. So I don't think that these struggles are all on Trevor Siemian. I would put them more on our offensive line. When you put pressure on a quarterback, look at Tom Brady, considered the greatest quarterback of all time. He performs bad when he gets pressured and hit. It's hard to think back there. So all you Broncos fans that are trying to give up on Simeon already, slow your rolls.
Let's give
the boy some time.
If you remember, and fans of the show that listen, if you go back exactly 4 weeks ago when the Chargers were 0-3, heading to the Week 4 matchup, and we said it. We both said it. This Charger team might be the best winless team we've ever seen. And they slowly started putting things together. Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa are a disgusting 1-2 tandem rushing the passer. Disgusting 1-2 punch. The offense, it's, if Phillip Rivers doesn't turn the ball over, they give themselves a chance to win. Your defense did very well. If you watch the game, Travis Benjamin had a punt return for a touchdown. That's not on the Broncos defense, on the special teams. Yep. And then you fast forward to the fourth quarter with 5:42 left. Travis Benjamin finally gets behind the defense and for a 42-yard touchdown. Phillip Rivers didn't even throw 200 yards. Melvin Gordon didn't get 40 yards rushing. So that was a defensive game where Chargers defense just outlasted or outdueled the Broncos defense. So I'm not blaming Trevor Siemian, and really the media shouldn't either, but that's what the media does. That's why NFL Live has this overreaction Monday, and they just overreact on everything that happens every single game.
All right, so that's last week. Let's talk about this week. Let's do our
get into
picks.
week 8. I'm telling you what. I'm going 13 for 13 this week. Yes, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So
there's only 12
decide
games,
with me.
though.
Huh?
There's only 12 games though.
Man, I hope you fool me once. Yeah, whatever. I just went and counted. I actually went and counted because I was like, wait a minute. Dude, that's going to sound real. You know what's funny? People listening by saying, wait, it's only 12? They probably went and counted too. So if you count it, you got to share
Joke's
this video.
on you.
No, if you
Joke's
count
on
it,
you.
because you don't know how many games there were either, share this video right now. Go ahead and hit the share button because they got me too.
All right, so you want 13 for 13?
I'm going 13 for 13. So at least
Right,
side with me.
I'm going to go 12 for 13.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to do.
Give yourself some room for error.
Yeah, that way, because I always miss Thursday night. And if I say I'm going to go 12 for 13, I miss Thursday night. Like, I'm still in it.
That's true. You know, you're right. I should have said that, but I got to stick to what I said. I can't go back.
So, first game, the Cutlerless Dolphins versus the Flacco Ravens.
Oh, I don't think this is going to be one of those Thursday night primetime games that are going to, wow us.
Blow you out of your seat.
Yeah, it's going to be really probably a snooze fest. But I trust Matt Moore in that offense more. I think Jay Ajayi has a big game. Give me the Dolphins.
All right, man. I'm going Baltimore because I don't trust the Dolphins for that simple fact right there. So, next game, probably the easiest game to decide. No, that's not true. We have the Philly San Fran game. But we got Minnesota at Cleveland. One of their 12 quarterbacks will be starting on both teams. Who knows who the starting quarterback is for either team this week?
Well, I know because I follow everybody on Twitter. Shout out to Twitter at UNED Experts. Go ahead and hit that follow. Deshaun Kaiser will start against the Vikings. I've been on and off this Brown bandwagon. But I'm gonna stay off of it for this week, even though the game is in London. So shout out to London and shout out to an 8:30 a.m. football game. We can wake up and actually have football on TV. We ain't gotta wait. But Minnesota's gonna win and win easily.
Oh yeah, easily.
Easily.
If you got some Vikings, start them this week. You might want to sit Latavius Murray though, because the Browns are really good against the run.
That is so. Two things the Browns are good at. The Browns have going in their favor for the future. That run defense is really good. Check the numbers. And then I think Duke Johnson needs to get the ball more. And I ain't saying that because he's on one of my fantasy teams. He is that offense. He's the reason why they get first downs. So that's the only two things they have.
He should be the starting running back. I don't care what you say about his size. I don't care what you say about Isaiah Crowell. Duke Johnson should be their running back.
Yeah. It's hard to argue that after seeing what we've seen for 7 weeks now. But
next game, the Raiders at Buffalo.
Raiders at Buffalo. Wow, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a really good game. One team is vulnerable against the run, and the other team is vulnerable against the pass. Can I trust Oakland's offensive line against that good pass rush that Buffalo has?
Hey, remember that Oakland will not have Marshawn Lynch.
You know what? I'm going to take Buffalo, but I think that's a blessing in disguise. I really do. This is going to be a chance for DeAndre Washington to showcase his skills, as really that Marshawn Lynch contract is really 1 year. It's 2 years, but it's really 1 year. It's front-loaded, and the second year was an option for him to play or not. I think this is going to be a game where DeAndre Washington can show his skills, but give me LaShawn McCoy and Tyrod Taylor. I think the Bills are actually looking at a wild card this year, definitely.
I mean, they're leading their division.
I mean, they're tied with they are leading, yes. 5-2 Patriots, 4-2 Bills, because the Bills had a bye week. So, yeah, they are tied for the lead with this in the same loss category, yes.
All right, I'm going Buffalo as well. Oakland's not going to the cold and playing at their top potential. It's not going to happen.
That's true. The ball don't travel as far when the air is cold out there. We'll see that too.
Indy at Cincy.
Bengals next.
Yeah, yep. Chargers at New England.
Woo, boy! Didn't we just say Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram are formulating one of the deadliest 1-2 punches to rush the passer? And then you got statue Tom Brady back there without a good offensive line. And go ahead.
Oh man, how did I just drop his name? The Pats star linebacker
Hightower, yeah.
Hightower is out for the season.
Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, Melvin Gordon. They those cornerbacks can't really cover anybody. I'm smelling the upset here. Actually, I in my confidence pool that I have to send up on Wednesdays. Shout out, we're doing this on Thursday right now. So for those who don't know, I picked the Patriots. I'm going with the Chargers in the upset. I really am.
Damn it!
I talked myself into it. If I stole your,
I was going Chargers already.
Well, you know what? If you pick with me, we have one game difference. So if I go 13 for 13 and you go 12 for 13, we're good.
Yep. All right, so I got Chargers too for the simple fact that the Pats defense doesn't play. The Chargers offense is looking really, really nice lately. And, yeah, that pass rush is going to get to Brady. It's going to remind him. Remember when the Broncos just ate him alive in the 2015 championship game?
Yes, sir.
It's going to look very similar. And Tom Brady gets flustered when he gets hit. All right, next game. We have Atlanta at New York Jets.
Oh, Atlanta fans. You guys are finally starting to see what I said before the season started. Everybody said, oh, you're just a Falcon hater. Our offense is the same. We have a friend of the show named Jason. I shout out to the Dirty Sports Couch Facebook page. That's where we really get down with the sports talk in there. But he said, I'm crazy. The offense is going to be the same. Now he's saying we need to fire Steve Sarkisian. That is the worst play calling I've ever seen in my life. 4th and goal on the 1 and you want to run a jet sweep. Get out of here. Your offense is anemic. You overthinking simple game plans. Give me the Jets at home.
Interesting. So, though I agree with you on their wins that should have been losses and that they are not as good as they appear to be to other people or as good as they're talked about, I still take Atlanta on the road to beat the New York Jets.
Okay.
Hands down.
Hands down? Down?
Hands down.
Okay,
Birds up. Hands down.
Wow. So Atlanta is actually favored by 5 on the road. Talk about paper champs and still being overrated. Atlanta is 5 points favored on the road according to ESPN, and you're saying they're going to win easily. So give me a score. I want to write down a score.
They're going to win 31-21.
Okay. And I'm guessing that 21 is a late garbage touchdown. That doesn't really count, really.
Definitely.
Okay, 31-21. Got it.
Next game, San Fran at Philly. Philly's gonna win.
Hold on. All right, so you go Eagles. Let me talk about this. I'm gonna talk myself into picking the Niners
No, you're not.
because Marcus Peters is out, and that's all I got. Is that enough? No, it's not. Go Philly. I hate saying that, but Philly goes 7-1.
All right, Carolina at Tampa Bay.
I want you to take lead on this one because I want to hear you try to convince yourself that Tampa Bay is finally gonna get a win.
All right, so I counted out Tampa Bay last week because of Jameis Winston's shoulder. I think it's his AC joint to be exact. He still outproduced Tyrod Taylor by 5 fantasy points, and it was the first time in this entire year where I was rooting against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm not doing it this week. I think that Carolina's offense is not that great, as you've seen when they played the Bears. Tampa Bay's defense is not what we thought it would be, but it's still somewhat there. I think Tampa Bay's offense can win the shootout.
Okay.
There's gonna be some bad plays.
Okay.
Nice big bad plays, but Tampa Bay wins at the end of the day.
So part of what you said is correct. Carolina's offense is not that good as what we've seen versus the Bears. But what have we seen with the Bears? They are a hit you in the face, smash mouth defense. They are good. They are legit. The Buccaneers are none of that. The Buccaneers are sad on defense. They are vulnerable on defense. Christian McCaffrey, who should have a big game. Kelvin Benjamin should have a big game. Panthers win.
Okay. Houston at Seattle.
Am I crazy to say this might be the game of the week?
Nah, it really might be.
So when
Deshaun Watson is the more exciting version of Russell Wilson.
Very true. With better receivers.
And a better defense right now.
Yeah. So Deshaun Watson goes on the road against Seattle and faces the 12th man. And some people are saying like, the 12th man can change the landscape of a game. It's not easy playing up there. You're talking about Deshaun Watson, back-to-back national champs, national championship games against Alabama. Both games he played phenomenal. There's no lights that are too big for Deshaun Watson. Texans win this game.
I'm going Texans as well. Dallas at Washington. You're taking Dallas, and I'm taking Washington. Let's go.
Can I talk about my team for a little bit?
No, because it's gonna be biased. We don't care.
Okay, let's move on. Go Cowboys. I'll get that much in.
Look, you have to take the Cowboys because if you say no and then they win, you feel double stupid. It's gonna be the same thing that happens in 2 more games. Watch, I'm gonna do the same thing. Steelers at Lions. I'm going Lions at home because the Steelers suck on the road. Martavius Bryant just became a member of their scout team.
I know. Oh, man. Oh, real quick. Let's talk about Martavius Bryant real quick. Oh, I want to talk about him real quick because this isn't no LeVar Ball stay in your lane statement, but you have to know your role when it comes to the team. You are 3rd in targets behind Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Duh. You're telling me, if I said, hey, give me, when you think of Pittsburgh Steelers, what skill players come to your mind? Oh, Antonio Brown, great receiver. Le'Veon Bell, great running back. Okay, who's next? Hey, they got that Martavius Bryant kid. He's pretty fast. He did real good the year before he got suspended. Like, he's 3rd in people's minds. He's 3rd in the pecking order in targets, and you're complaining about it.
I think he's also complaining that Juju Smith is creeping up on him.
But you know what? Do better. If the team can't trust you because you smoke a lot of weed, give the team a reason to trust you. Go out there and make plays when the plays are given to you, and outbeat this 20-year-old rookie. They drafted him in the second round for a reason. What's up? What's funny?
Is that they said that the report of him wanting to be traded him saying that happened after Jacksonville beat them. When Jacksonville beat them, he was like, bro, I don't want to play for y'all. Y'all suck. But then they turned around and beat Kansas City, and he was like, oh, man, I was just kidding. I like this team. And then this past week, who they just play?
The Steelers played the Bengals last week.
Yeah, and then the Bengal game was when he was like, nah, bro, I'm good. I don't want to be here. Like, bro, stop being bipolar and make up your mind. Either you want to be here or you don't want to be here.
Well, he made an ultimatum to Mike Tomlin, and you saw what happened. You're on the practice squad. You're not even suiting up. No suit up means no game check, homie. You're on the practice squad now.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, so you went Lions? Sorry. Yeah, I don't like the Lions right now. Can they get their stuff together through the bye week? Maybe. But I don't think it's this week against the Steelers. Give me the Steelers.
All right. And then Monday night, man. Pretty easy pick for everyone except the Broncos fan.
Hey, I need to stop you right there. Before we get into Monday night game, you made a joke saying that there was 12 games this week. Are you trying to make that happen? Because you totally skipped an entire game.
What game?
The Bears versus the Saints. You're just trying to make this 12 games happen, ain't you?
Hold on.
I'm writing down our picks right now, and we did not talk about that.
I sure did skip it.
You're trying to make this 12 games happen.
I'm going down my list. I was like, I don't even see it on my list. I'm taking New Orleans. Who are you taking? You taking Chicago?
So I'm not going to take Chicago this week, but I'm going to say this. For those Chicago Bears fans and fans of the show, when I said 9-7 is legit. They lose this game at 3-5. You tell me on their schedule, with that defense against Philly, don't tell me Philly's a guaranteed win. It's not. With that defense, tell me what game they cannot, they're for sure going to lose. You don't know. Yeah, nothing's for sure. I get it, but they can legit win every single game after this week on their schedule. They can win this game, but I'm going with the Saints this week. But 9-7 is going to happen. You heard it here last week. You're hearing it here again. But give me the Saints.
Hold on. You want the Saints. Let me look at something. Just real quick.
Oh, I think I talked you into the Bears. I tried to talk to you last week and you didn't take it, but.
Give me Chicago. I'm taking Chicago. I don't think the Saints are as good as they once was. All right, so now that we've covered all the Sunday games, we're going to prime time. Monday night, Denver at Kansas City. It's going to be a division game. Who do you got, Jones, and why?
Man.
take
Chiefs
'em.
have 10 days or 11 days. They play
Just take
Thursday
'em.
night. Yeah, but I said they weren't going to lose 2 in a row against Oakland, and they just found a way to lose that damn game. Can they find a way to lose against the Broncos? Yes, they can, because that offense that the Chiefs run is very simple. It's run, 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 deep shot to Hill, or across the middle to Kelsey. Run, 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 deep shot to Hill, across the middle to Kelsey. But can I trust the Trevor Siemian and the offensive line to do anything right? No, I cannot. I'll take the Chiefs, but I'm not excited about this Monday night game or picking the Chiefs.
All right, well, I'm taking the Broncos, and I'm not going to elaborate on it because I'm only taking the Broncos because I'm a Broncos fan.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so as always, after we get that, we're already at 26 minutes. I was trying to keep it short. You got any studs or duds this week?
Yes, I do. No Josh Norman. Des Bryant, stud, start him.
Dez Bryant, he hasn't been a stud in a long time.
I mean, he had 80 yards and a touchdown last week. I mean, that's 14. Go ahead.
I'm looking.
I'll give you another one then. Keenan Allen against the Patriots. Start him.
That is a good one. Hold on, I'm still looking.
I have a feeling this is a week where there's going to be a lot of fantasy points put up. There's some good matches where offensive points can be scored this week.
All right, I'm going to go with Demaryius Thomas at Kansas City.
That is a good one. Definitely a good one.
Kansas City is like, their pass defense is terrible.
I'm going to give you a duo on the same team. Both of them see the end zone. A.J. Green and Tyler Kroft against the Colts defense.
Yep, it's pretty easy to go with. If you're hurting a running back because of the buys, I would say to go with, what's his name? Hold on. Is it Jalen? I think it's Jalen. Yep, Jalen Richard from the Raiders. I think he leads the Raiders backfield against the Bills. He's not going to give you 12, 13, 14. He's going to get you a solid 7 or 8, maybe a 6. But if it's a bye week heavy, or if it's a heavy bye week in your league and you don't have another running back, pick up Jalen Richard. That's what I did.
I mean, there is a very good chance that, Leonard Fournette, your Aaron Jones, Ty Montgomery combo, they're both on bye weeks this week, obviously. And there's a legit a duo of running backs that anybody could have gotten in the draft. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you could be hurting for a running back. Adrian Peterson, everybody scooped him up after his first game with the Cardinals. You still got him on your roster. So there's bye weeks this week that are hurting teams. So that's a good pickup, a good fly bye week feeling that could get you some points and get you a win.
Yeah. Now, what about a dud? Who's your dud of the week?
My dud of the week, and I hate saying this because I'm still going to start him. I hope that he can try to sniff a touchdown. It's Michael Thomas. The Bears defense is just good. It is. Just give credit where credit is due. I believe they gave up 60 yards, I think, in the first half to Kelvin Benjamin, and he didn't have another catch in the second half. I'm almost certain he didn't have another catch or one meaningful catch in the second half. So Michael Thomas is my dud, and he's been hot or cold all year.
Okay, my dud will be Latavius Murray, the Vikings running back. That makes sense. Cleveland. We kind of spoke about this earlier in the podcast, but Cleveland plays really well against the run. Because of that, I think that the Vikings pass catching running back will have a better game again. So
And
if you
who's
have
that?
the pair of them,
For those fans,
start
who's
Jerick
that?
McKinnon.
There you go.
Sit Latavius Murray.
Okay. Hey, well, it goes without notice. It goes without saying. Terrell Pryor, our secondary is trash, but Terrell Pryor is officially benched for Josh Dotson. Josh Dotson is starting in that, what they call the Z slot, the Z position for the receiver, where Terrell Pryor started. Coach Gruden came out and said, we didn't draft him in the first round for no reason. Terrell Pryor is on that 1-year deal, and he has not stood out by any means. So Josh Dotson is now the number 1 receiver in Washington. And I'll take Josh Dotson.
Wait, are you telling me that people have Terrell Pryor still on their rosters?
I don't know, man.
I would have been dropped Pryor.
Well, I'm telling you, Josh Dotson could be a sleeper this week against our questionable secondary in Dallas.
All right. We got anything else?
No, not really. Submit your picks to us if you want to see if you can beat the uneducated experts. We haven't been very good, so it's not that hard. We set the bar pretty low. Like, share, comment, please. I think that's really it. You know where to find us. Just Google us, and we're literally the top 5, 6 of 8 sites because we're everywhere on your social media platforms. We appreciate all you guys, and we look forward to talking to you guys week 9.
Yeah. Hey, and let us know if you like this one episode a week instead of the 2. We kind of felt like we were bombarding your eardrums. I kind of like this 1 week. Hopefully I can get this out before Thursday Night Football. We'll see. Anyways, as always, we are the Uneducated Experts. I am Menk.
I'm Jones.
Telling you everything that we think we know.
Nothing that we do.
Have a dope day.